All right, let's dive in. We're taking on, well, some pretty strong opinions today. Gary Brodsky, men, women, relationships. You get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
We're pulling from a couple of his talks, Mastering the Game and Total Confidence with Women. Fair warning, Brodsky doesn't exactly tiptoe around, does he?
Oh, he's definitely bold,
Yeah.
direct. I think some folks may even say, well, a little controversial.
Yeah, he could.
Strong language for sure, and he presents like his way is the way when it comes to, well, love, basically.
Right from the start, it's this whole thing, life's a game, especially if you're looking for, romance.
Right.
He's saying the old rules are, like, out the window, and that's
Mhm.
where everyone's so unhappy.
He thinks it's because like society change, people care about, I don't know, abs, fancy degrees, that sort of thing.
Instead of actually, like, connecting with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real happiness.
So Bronsky's saying we're all playing the wrong game, going for the wrong prizes, and ending up, well, miserable.
Exactly. It's like he's got this new playbook, wants to teach guys, especially how to win now with women.
Okay, and those methods, that's where it gets interesting, right?
Yeah, he's got some strong opinions.
He says women are just inherently insecure, always fixated on what's wrong with them, wanting guys to, I guess, tell them they're okay.
Mm-hmm. He sees that insecurity as like an opening. If a guy can, make a woman laugh, be romantic, promise happiness,
He stands out.
he stands out. It's like men have the power to make women happy in his view.
Interesting way to put it. But, I mean, what about all the pressure on women from society? The way they're supposed to look, act, all that.
That's a good point. Bronsky doesn't really get into all that. But yeah, you got to think, how much of this insecurity comes from like the culture, what we see in the media?
Then there's this term he uses, needs content warning, right? Pussy whipped.
Yeah.
Basically, guys who are too into the woman, forgetting about themselves.
He's got signs for it too, like always analyzing what she's thinking, giving up hobbies, even like practicing conversations in your head before they happen.
Wow.
And this is what turns women off, supposedly.
Like any caring, any genuine interest is bad.
Yeah, the opposite is what wins, apparently. Being strong, independent, not needing anyone.
So act like you don't care.
Kinda, yeah. Which, I mean, think about the relationships that come out of that. Is it real connection or just performing to get what you want?
And speaking of getting what you want, Brodsky's got, like, rules for this game. What are some things he tells men not to do?
Oh, tons. Arguing, using logic, promising to change, saying, I love you too much, begging if she leaves, any guilt trips, going to her friends, even buying gifts, all bad.
Sounds like any normal emotion is a no-no.
Right. He calls these like the loser moves. Instead, you got to project this image.
What image?
Happy, strong, in control, never share your problems, be a little mysterious, emphasize, the sexual stuff early on, and, oh yeah, make her laugh.
So not be yourself, but be who he says women want.
Yeah, kinda. And whether that leads to anything real, well, that's a big question. But we'll get more into that, later on. Digging deeper into this whole Bronsky thing. Back again.
So we were talking about this image, right? Happy, strong, in control. But, like, what happens when relationships are just about getting a certain outcome?
Yeah, that whole game thing. Winning and losing in love. Sounds kind of messed up if you ask me.
It does make you wonder, right? Like, if you're always thinking about winning, are you really, truly connecting with someone?
Bronsky seems to think being vulnerable is, like, the worst thing you can do.
Oh, yeah. Don't show too much emotion. Don't get too attached. Definitely don't, be pussy whipped.
Right. That word.
Not a fan.
But isn't that kind of like setting guys up to be afraid of getting close to anyone? If you can't be needy, can't show your feelings.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're stuck in this cycle of shallow relationships. Nobody wants to really open up. And then the way he talks about, like, training to be better with women, some of it's kind of iffy, ethically,
Yeah.
calling escorts, using telemarketers to practice on.
Yeah. Using people like that, it's not cool. You're not being real with them. Just trying to get better at your own thing.
It makes you think, can you really fake confidence? Or does it have to come from within, being okay with who you are?
That's the question, isn't it? Sure, learning how to talk to people is good. But if it's all tricks and pretending, I don't know.
Let's talk about compliments. He's big on giving them, but it's always about how a woman looks and, like, trying to make things sexual.
Intention matters, right. A genuine compliment, that's nice. But if it's just to get a certain reaction, that feels kind of I don't know, objectifying.
Seems like everything, for Brodsky, it all leads back to sex. Don't be friends with a woman. Don't be Mr. Nice Guy. It's like, all got to be about getting to the bedroom.
Yeah, that whole attitude, it's reducing relationships to like a transaction. What can you get out of it? And it misses the point of actual friendship, you know? That can be really rewarding too.
He's really against men changing for women. Like, that's giving up who you are, you'll get dumped for sure. But isn't compromise like normal in a relationship?
Of course, when it's both people wanting to meet in the middle, respect each other's needs. But for Bronsky, that's weakness.
So he's all about being strong, confident, but maybe it actually makes guys afraid to, I don't know, to really be in a relationship, all that give and take.
Yeah, that's the thing. He wants guys to avoid being unhappy, but his way, it might actually lead to it, all that control, all that manipulation. But, maybe there's some good stuff in there somewhere. We'll look at that next time.
So we've been pretty tough on Bronsky, right? But we've also kind of hinted maybe there's something worthwhile in there, even if we don't like the whole package.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like the whole manipulation thing, the winning and all that. Yeah, not great.
Right.
But there are pieces when you take them out of that context, they could actually help people grow, have better relationships,
Like the self-improvement stuff. He's always talking about attracting women, but like becoming a better version of yourself,
Yeah.
that's good no matter what. Yeah.
Totally. Confidence, finding things you're passionate about, taking care of yourself, all that.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah, and it makes you more attractive naturally. It's not some trick.
So it's not about changing for someone else, but for yourself, which I guess could make you a better partner too.
Exactly. You're focused on your own growth, not using it to like control someone else.
And that thing about being direct, Brodsky can be a bit much, but being clear about what you want, that's important in relationships, right?
Definitely. I mean, he goes overboard with it. Like, always be the one making statements, never asking questions, as if that's weak. But you can be assertive without being a jerk. Saying what you need, but still respecting the other person.
Makes sense.
Open communication, honesty, that's key for any relationship to work, really.
Even that thing about creating a soap opera persona sounds manipulative when he says it, but sharing your passions, making yourself interesting, being a good conversationalist.
Yeah, if you take out the whole manipulation angle, those things, they can make your interactions, more fun, more lively.
So it's not about putting on an act to trap someone, but just being the best version of you.
Yeah, being real, not fake. Because at the end of the day, real relationships, it's about trust, respect, being able to be vulnerable with each other, not about games and control.
So to wrap this whole thing up, what's the one thing you want people to take away from this?
I think just remember, relationships, they're complicated. There's no rule book that works for everyone. And be careful about advice, Always think about respect, honesty, open communication. That's the foundation.
Instead of trying to master the game, maybe it's about connecting with someone. Real connection, where you both want to be happy and grow together.
I like that. Really well said. Thanks for diving into this with me.
And to everyone listening, let us know what you think. What stood out to you? Did anything change your mind? Share your thoughts. Keep the conversation going.